Hey guys, name's It's Whatever. What's good? This is my APA draft analysis, and basically it was an Ubers league, and it's gonna be point system. So I've never done an Ubers league before, so I wanted to try some stuff. But first thing I was 17th out of 20, which definitely does hurt a little bit in getting an amazing Uber. But I feel like I definitely got something that was super, super good. And it's going to be Mega Mewtwo Y. Now, Mega Mewtwo Y, it's got an okay ability. Insomnia is not all that great. You know, its moveset is amazing though. Plus its stats. 194 is the highest special attack. Also coming off of 140 base speed, it can hit like so many mons very hard and very fast before you even get to it. Now, it also has a good attack stat and access to bulk up. So if I wanted to do that, Earthquake, Drain Punch, catch a few mons off guard. But yeah, definitely a great set. I can even use Will-O-Wisp set if I wanted to go a little bit more of a helpful little support mon. Hurricane, didn't even know it got that. That's awesome. But yeah, it gets just an amazing move pool. Aura Sphere is amazing because it can't really touch the steel types, so that definitely hurts things that want to come in on it. And it's got some cool things, like I saw it here earlier. Miracle Eye for the Alolan Muck. Psych Up if someone else wants to try and set up on me. And even Zap Cannon if I want to go that route. Alright. Then I got it back on the wheel. So on the way back, oh, by the way, Mewtwo Y costs 30 points, which is out of 125 of our total with 11 Mons. That definitely hurt. But next thing on my way back, I just pretty much got the best thing available. And that, in my eyes, is Celesteela. And Celesteela is definitely what I think probably top 10, maybe top 5 best Mons in the draft format. I mean, look at its stats alone. It has 101, 103, 107, 101, and 97 is not bad for HP. Literally, the only bad stat here is speed, and that can be changed with Autotomize. I mean, everyone knows the weakness policy set, the leech seed stall set. There's just so many things it could do, and just be annoying. So also another thing that I wanted, because I had such an offensive threat with Mewtwo, I wanted to get a defensive threat. That if you don't take care of it, it can hurt you very hard back. Now, definitely what I wanted next was kind of more of a defensive core that I wanted. And that is going to be Arcanine. It's going to start with Arcanine, 13 points. Pretty good. Its abilities: Intimidate, Flashfire, and Justified. One of the reasons why I got Arcanine is Intimidate. Intimidate's an amazing ability. Definitely helps the physical attackers trying to hurt either my two main mons. And Flashfire definitely helps with Celesteela. So if there's a really good opposing fire type, Flashfire just definitely helps with that. Justified is also pretty good, especially since I do have Mewtwo and it's weak to Dark. So if the Dark type wants to come in, we'll get an attack race, which is pretty cool. Um, One of my favorite sets is just an all-out attacking set. Wild Charge is amazing to hit those water types that want to switch in on you. Flare Blitz does a whole lot of damage. Close combat, extreme speed. Flame Charge if I want to go that route. I've even seen a lot of times I also run a defensive Arcanine, and Arcanine was pretty much my safe pick. I've had it before in leagues, and it's always done extremely solid for me. It was just something that I wanted to use. I've even used a burn up set to kind of counteract the water types that want to come in on me. But yeah, it was a safe pick for me, and it was definitely something that I wanted. I wanted something also in the middle speed tier, and I think that Arcanine can be defensive enough and yet offensive enough to have that versatility. Again, another Will-O-Wisp user, possibly. But yeah, it's just versatile enough to hit hard or take hits hard, especially with Intimidate. Could definitely do either of those roles. Now, another thing I wanted was a Dark Resist. Now, I wanted a Dark Resist that really could also help my other Pokemon in healing up, and that would be Umbreon. Now, Umbreon can either have Synchronize or Inner Focus if we're going up against Megalop, Inner Focus, false. But Synchronize is usually what it's going to get. It's usually going to be used as a cleric. So Wish with Foul Play, Baton Pass, Moonlight, any of those definitely could be in it, but it doesn't have that good of attacking stats. But it does get access to Foul Play, which is an amazing move for something that is kind of almost set at fodder, just because it uses your opponent's stats instead of yours. So I don't have to run anything in my attacks. I could just fully invest in defenses and definitely help take on those dark types. Now, as you can see, I'm trying to definitely kind of help my Mega Mewtwo get through a lot of its checks because dark types were pretty much a problem for it. It's one of the only things it can't really deal with, and that is gonna definitely influence my draft a lot. Next thing I got was Primarina. Now, I've never used Primarina before, and I think Liquid Voice isn't even legal right now, but I've seen Primarina used many times, and almost every single time it's done amazingly well. It just doesn't die, and it hits super hard. Almost every single time, a Moonblast is great stab, destroys people. It also can do Aqua Jet. I've seen Aqua Jet before. I've also seen someone do Baby Doll Eyes, uh, helping the kind of a support set. But 126 base special attack is great. It is almost up there with the Lotties. And it's just a great special attacker. And yet, with its special defense of 116 and base 80 HP, is still good enough to take those hits on the special side. And if you're expecting physical hits, you could invest definitely into like a physically defensive set, and it gets tank hits for days. Now, another thing is Primarina and Umbreon help each other a lot. Umbreon can help with Primarina's lack of recovery. Also, things that kind of scare out an Umbreon are going to get scared out by Primarina with kind of takes the Moonblast, just like Arcanine could take a Moonblast. Fighting types, Arcanine's Intimidate, or physically defensive Primarina. Those are all going to help it. And that is pretty much my reasoning for this thing. I also wanted to really try it out. I've seen it done so well, and I just want to try it. The next thing I did was I got Sneasel. I've used Sneasel before, and to pretty good success. I remember my favorite set was the Z-Dig to beat a Magearna. That was fun. But its ability, never really used these much. Everything is pretty much doesn't matter. What really matters is this one move right here, knockoff. Now, not only am I getting a knockoff user, which to me, one of the ways to offensively check a Mega Mewtwo Y is to run a Scarfer. Now, knockoff is definitely one of the main reasons I wanted this thing, so I can knock off those scarfs. It is probably one of my favorite little dark types, just because it has such good stabs in ice and dark. Now it also has poison type, which can definitely help with those fairies. It has access to Swords Dance, Fast Taunter. It has so many things that it could do, and it just it was another comfort pick. Also allowed me to get into the speed tier past 110, other than my Mewtwo. Because right now, nothing else was over 100. So then I wanted another fast pick that helped me get past that 100 again. And I needed a fighting type. Because dark types were still a problem. And that's one of the things I needed to help my Mewtwo with was a fighting type. So I wanted a fast fighting type, and I got Tracheon. Now, Justified again is going to be great with Tracheon, just because it can come in 91 and 90 is pretty good defenses, and it gets a serious boost at 129 attack stat. And with 108 speed, it could hit hard back. Now, close combat is going to be doing a lot of damage to a lot of things. There's also is like choice scarf sets, swords dance sets. It's also a stealth rocker, which I don't really have much of. I think I have 2 total, which isn't too good, but who needs removal anyway or anything like that? Hazards, not really necessary. I say that also because after this point, my first 6 picks, I was not sniped at all. So I got all the way to Sneasel, no snipes at all. But then some of my mons later down the draft got sniped. I remember I was going for a Hitmon. It was either Top or Lee. Those both got taken. So I had to go with a fighting type that I kind of wanted that also synergized with the team. Now, this was 15 points, which is another big chunk out of what I had left. And that hurt pretty well. But I do think that definitely with the attack stat of 129, it could definitely help with the special walls that are going to be trying to switch into Mewtwo. Now, my next pick was a bargain pick. I really I saw this on the pricing sheet and I thought, wow, this needed to be higher and I needed it now. So, that's going to be Linoon. One of the things with Mewtwo is it's fast. So, a lot of faster mons with choice scarfs or something like that. So, Linoon has Gluttony, which makes it so the 50% berries proc at 50%. So a belly drum Linoon set with extreme speed is probably going to be the most used set that I use with this. That's going to be hitting extremely hard. Now, it has enough speed to outspeed a lot of things, so it also has Shadow Claw in case Ghost type wants to come in. It also has Seed Bomb if I ever go against a rain team or anything like that. Play rough. But yeah, belly drum extreme speed is pretty much all you need because this thing can hit hard. Now, base 70 might not look like much, but as you get belly drum up, that thing just it hits incredibly hard. Also, I wanted kind of a normal spammer, and I just wanted something that could help with just damage, just straight up damage. That's all I wanted. So I got Linoon. Next, I needed not only another rocker, but another like some sort of removal. Now, I got Gligar. Sorry. Now, Gligar is extremely defensive. It has enough defense and special defense to be a nuisance in like almost every sense. Now, it gets both Defog, which can now run with immunity, just in case kind of a wall is trying to hurt it that way. It also gives me an electric immunity, of which I did not have before, and a ground type, which I also did not have before. My draft is very unorthodox, and like I don't have a lot of types, but I'm very happy with the mons individually. Earthquake, it could definitely be a setup set as well, because it does still have Swords Dance, Tailwind, Taunt, U-Turn, Rocks, Knockoff, which is another knockoff user that I literally liked. It just really kind of fit what I was needed, and it helped me for later on in the draft, the last 2 picks, to get through everything that I kind of wanted and a pseudo checklist. Now, my second last mon is Alolan Raichu. Now, I have Alolan Raichu, and I've used it multiple times, and I just love this thing because its move pool is absurd. It gets knockoff, nasty plot, nuzzle if you want to go support. Psychic Psyshock both hit really hard because they're now stab. Electric is always really good, but Surf. It gets Surf, which helps so much when people are trying to switch in their ground types on you. I've seen a Wish set, which kind of made me laugh when I saw it. It gets also Fake Out and Extreme Speed, another thing to help with the speed issue here. Also, it is 110 speed, so it can get past a lot of those mons that are kind of around 100. It also gets Surge Surfer, which only really works if either I set up or go against a Tapu Koko. But I could definitely set up an electric terrain. Don't even know if anyone else gets it, but we'll see. But it definitely helps. Life Orb, or I think I might make this my Zmon, one of my Zmons, because its move pool is just crazy, and then it has stats enough to, do something with those. And my last Pokemon that I got, or I haven't even drafted this yet. We're still in the last round, but I don't think it's going to get sniped. Hopefully not, at least. If anything happens, this might change. Volbeat. Now, Volbeat is 3 points as well, and another steal in my opinion, because Prankster. As you can see, its stats aren't that good, but Prankster made it so the status moves have raised priority. Dark types are immune, however, but dark types aren't really a problem when it's a bug type and it could hit it like hard with a lunge because it's physical for some reason, or play rough. It definitely helps with everything that I have going. One of the major reasons is priority defog. Now, priority defog is great for when I'm kind of in a pickle and some of my mons are gonna die to hazards on their next turn in. And even though there's like a setup sweeper in front of me, I can just go in, defog, and then deal with that. Another great thing that I really wanted, and this is Tail Glow. Plus 3 special attack in one turn. Now, Tail Glow, Tailwind are an amazing combo because I could do one, then do the other with a Focus Sash maybe on a switch, and then I could just put that into Celesteela with Baton Pass, and that thing becomes an instant threat. Could you imagine what base 194 is with plus 3? 535. Jesus, how much is that? Let's see. Let's do modest. So I was trying to see max damage here. Plus 3. That is crazy damage with anything. So I just thought it was a great way to just transfer over some instant threat potential for a good majority of these mons. Now, I've also seen someone do a Tail Glow into a Sneasel before. It was actually Weavile, but it also allows for that possibility. And also, Alolan Raichu could also get a major boost in that special attack stat. But it's just such a good mon. It also has Power Punch if I want to do that on the physical side. It's just Encore, Prankster Encore set up on front of me, and you're going to be setting up for a while. But it was just what I needed. It filled so many roles that I kind of didn't have too much, but I really wanted that, and that is my last pick. So, remembering, we have Mega Mewtwo Y, Celesteela, Arcanine, Umbreon, Primarina, Sneasel, Terrakion, Linoone, Gligar, Alolan Raichu, and hopefully Volbeat. Alright, that has been my APA draft analysis. See you guys later.